Okay, so I just wanted to talk about coffee or caffeine in general. And this is a thing that I've been struggling with, and I just wanted to talk upon this subject. So, first of all, I like drinking coffee because of the productivity it brought me, the mind, what is that word called? Mind power in the mind, whatever it is called. But yeah, so that's the reason why I liked it because it bring thoughts to my mind, and it increased my focus. It made fasting very easy. I could fast throughout the day easily, and now I find myself that I actually have to try a little bit harder in fasting now. It's not that easy anymore, and my mind, it's not like I don't have like increased focus anymore, and everything just feels groggy. And I used to be a super motivated person, like always wanted to get after it, this and that, recording videos, this and that. But then when I quit coffee, that's when things start to deplete down, and like I feel lazy and groggy. I don't feel like doing any work. And the reason why I truly wanted to quit this is because in the end of the day, it's a drug, and you don't want to be dependent on a drug. You don't want to be dependent on a drug your entire life. And there's also studies that show that if you drink coffee, what ends up happening is that your life experience will actually go down, because what ends up happening is like kind of like sugar. You feel good in a certain moment, but then later on it will drop down. And in my opinion, drugs, including caffeine, is instant gratification, because what happens is that your productivity boosts up and your dopamine boosts up, but then it will eventually drop down. So your mind is working 70% of its capacity, somewhere around there. 70% of your capacity during a burst. So like, let's say the burst is 2 hours, your mind is working 70% in 2 hours. Whereas a person who doesn't drink coffee and just completely cuts it off, and he never had caffeine anymore, he will work 100% of his capacity throughout the entire day. If you think about it, caffeine makes us feel good. It's a good treat. It's a good thing that God has blessed us with, right? And it's kind of like sugar. If you think about it, you can cope up and make things like but sugar makes me feel comfortable, a good treat sometimes now and then. But at the end of the day, we're just coping, right? We're just lying to ourselves because we don't want to face the truth. I didn't want to face the withdrawal symptoms of quitting caffeine, and so what did I do? I just kept drinking it and making excuses. But now that's over, bro. I'm done drinking that, because caffeine honestly is going to ruin your life, bro. It's going to ruin your life, whether you make up excuses or not, because you will be relying on it. Your capacity, your what is that word called? Your potential will be zapped. Your energy will be zapped, because you could be working at 100% capacity of your potential, but since you're drinking caffeine, your max could only be 70, right? And if you try to quit it, it's gonna bring you back in, and that's just, it holds you captive, right? It holds you captive. And I wish more people saw this. I wish more people get to know this, because usually when I see teachers in school, they're all going for the coffee, and then the kids, or not the kids, but the teenagers, when they first get their car, they're going Dunkin' together, they're getting their Starbucks drink, and then it's full of caffeine. I'm happy to see that there's a movement against sugar, against junk food and all that, but there should also be this wide range of people who are against caffeine, because it's a drug that they're using for them to make money. If nicotine, right? Why don't they ban nicotine? Because they make money off of it. People make money off of it, right? It's a business thing. But if they truly cared about your health, they would ban sugar, they would ban nicotine, and they would ban caffeine. But they don't, because they can actually make profit out of that, right? And so we shouldn't or like we should see pass through the evil companies that's trying to, you know, hook us on. Because, you know, if I started a coffee or caffeine drink company, honestly, you could make a lot of money. Because, like, think about it, it's like you're selling cocaine, but it's legal. You know, it's like not to the same amount of addiction of cocaine, but what it is, it's a drug. It's a legal drug that people take every day that boosts their dopamine, boosts their productivity, and boosts their thing. Like, you could really make a lot of money with that. Like, imagine if we had our ancestors back then, and we say, oh, here's this coffee bean. You know, you eat this coffee bean, right? And what will happen is that you will have increased productivity, your dopamine will go up, you know, increase alertness, all the good stuff, right? You know, we all know that feeling, because if you're watching this video, you know the feeling of caffeine, right? So imagine if we gave it to our ancestors, what would they think? They would say, oh my god, it's so good. So we are not far from that. You may think that we're far from that, but we're not. Our bodies have not adapted to so high where you think that coffee is this thing that is normal. It's really not. So when we put these things inside our body, we truly don't know what it's actually doing. And, you know, we should be mindful of the things we put inside our body, right? And yeah, I'm probably like gonna make a future video on like 1 year of quitting coffee or caffeine. And hopefully, you know, inshallah, Allah makes it easy for me. And yeah, I just wanted to make this video to address the problem of caffeine. That's enough for me. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.